Good evening, Zambia, and welcome to the news report with me, Ndanji Duncan Simwanza, today on the 16th of February, 2021. Now, before I dive into the stories, I'm going to give you a bit of COVID-19 updates. And as at now, in the last 24 hours, Zambia has recorded 575 cases. And out of the test which was conducted, amounting to a number of 5,249. And the recovery stands at 347, and the death toll stands at 15 in the last 24 hours, which is a huge blow. And currently, people who are hospitalized stands at 319, and bringing the total of active cases to 6,240. Well, COVID is real. Make sure you follow the health guidelines and protect yourself. We'll be right back. Welcome back. You're still watching the news report with me, Ndanji Duncan Simwanza. Now, of course, if you have followed this story, grade 7 that sat in 2020 to 2021, apparently all of them did pass. And on the program, I'm going to be joined by Mr. Aaron, who is the Executive Director for National Action for Quality Education in Zambia. Welcome to the program.
Thank you so much, Ndanji. I'm happy to be on your show.
Yes, we have a situation now, and I might say congratulations to all the grade 7 that sat and passed. But again, it begs a lot of questions. What's your take on the recent results which were published?
Sorry, just come again.
What's your take on the recent results which were published regarding the grade 7, all the grade 7 passing?
Oh, yes. In our view, and personally, those results are neither here nor there. They don't promote quality education. In the first place, when you say an exam, you are talking about a process that assesses the academic suitability of learners. But when you again have an exam that passes everyone, it leaves you with so many questions that must be answered. One, why was the exam written? What were the objectives of that exam? And what are you promoting? Is it quantity education? Is it quality? Because when you look at those results, we had certain learners who were in Division 4, who had less than 400 marks out of 900, the total marks for grade 7. When you have learners with that kind of division, most of them actually can't read and write, and it doesn't make sense, academic sense, to allow such learners to progress to grade 8, because grade 8 is a level that demands one to know how to read and write. So these results, this 100% progression from grade 7 to grade 8 is actually very, very questionable. We condemn it as naked. and we don't wish to see this again in 2021.
Just another concern. This was in the middle of a pandemic, and I believe a 2020 calendar was a bit disturbed. But you see that all of them have passed. And for me personally, my question would be, of course, history has been made, but it begs the question to say it was in the middle of a pandemic and calendars were disturbed, but eventually they passed. Are we saying that if learners are at home, they're better off studying than being in school? Is that what we're saying?
Actually, this is not the first time that this is happening. This policy of allowing everyone from grade 7 to grade 8 to proceed has not started today. It has been around for more than 5 years, except maybe it was not publicized. But let me also allow our viewers to understand that the current policy by the Ministry of General Education is that the grade 7 exam is a non-failing exam, meaning that no one should be able to fail. Even if they just attempt one question out of 900, they are supposed to go to grade 8. And it is also important to inform our viewers is that this exam does not inform the system about anything except the figures, the marks. But those, for example, get Division 4, we are not told in which skill these people are good at. We don't know what they are going to be doing in grade 8, except to force them to go there, even when we know that they are not supposed to be there and they don't know how to read and write. So it's about the policy. There is no repeat policy. The exam should not be able to fail anyone. Even when somebody says I've failed, the ministry tells them that you must go to grade 8. That's what it is.
Okay, as we wind up, what's your key recommendation to the Ministry of Education moving forward?
First of all, what we have discovered just recently is that I think as a country we are firing towards a wrong target. You know, what we need to be discussing is that we need to strengthen the foundations. How would we allow somebody from grade 1 up to grade 7? They are progressing from one level to the next when they can't read and write. Our system is failing. What must be done is that we don't need to allow somebody to progress unless they are very good. We need to introduce what are called transitional tests. These tests are done at mission schools, at some private schools, and from grade 1 up to grade 6. You only allow somebody who satisfies the conditions in the current grade. Once we do that, we will never have a grade 7 who should be illiterate. And the grade 7 exam must graduate to a point where we are able to see whether this person is academically oriented or this person is vocationally gifted. So that the two-tier system that is in the curriculum today should be able to be respected. And those who are supposed to follow the academic pathway, in our view, should be able to go beyond 600 by marks. Those that don't should either repeat or go the vocational pathway. What I'm saying is that we must reintroduce cut-off points so that the exam should be academically relevant and not what it is today. It is extremely useless. It's a sheer waste of money and time.
I was supposed to ask you this in the beginning. Is it only public schools we're talking about, or also private? And just to follow up on that same question, the grade 7 that passed, is it a combination of both private and public? Just to get the facts right.
The policy is the same for private and public schools, and the progression includes everyone who wrote the ECZ exam, so it is inclusive of public and the private schools.
All right, thank you very much for coming through to the program.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
All right, that was Mr. Aaron, Executive Director, National Action for Quality Education in Zambia. More stories coming up next.
I need to secure my business. I need to make investment. How do I do it?
My son is getting older. He will be in secondary school soon. How do I make sure I have enough money for his school fees?
I need to build a house for my children. How do I do it?
The Mpile Unit Trust, managed by African Life Financial Services, an investment product tailored to help you meet your financial goals. We offer different investment vehicles under the Unit Trust to diversify your income and achieve growth on your money. Your future begins by making a decision to invest with us. Fund managers with a track record of over 20 years, trustworthy, secure and reliable. For further information on different investment vehicles, call us on 211-254841. Alternatively, you may send an email to mpile@afrilife.co.zm. We are located at 74 Independence Avenue, Mpile Office Park.
News report. Now, if you did miss the State of the Nation address by the president, well, it did talk about some key aspect moving forward and what the Patriotic Front government has done so far as a government of the day. Now, of course, I'm going to run you through some of the things that came out during the State of the Nation address. And one of the key components, it was on particularly on moral and ethics. I think the president did talk about strongly. He did talk about moral and ethics, and particularly he regarded moral and ethics on issues to do with gender-based violence, teenage pregnancy, as well as alcohol and substance abuse. Now, of course, there has been a rise in cases of gender-based violence in our community. And the president did emphasize that people who are found wanting or people that are victims should report cases of gender-based violence so that those that are perpetrators the law can visit them and be charged for their offense. Now, of course, also another issue is teenage pregnancy. The president did thank the partners in terms of awareness and sensitization on teenage pregnancy, especially to our young girls. But he did emphasize to say that girls who fall pregnant need to go to school through the re-entry policy, which the Patriotic Front government is working to implement in order to encourage young girls to go back to school when they fall pregnant. Now, alcohol and substance abuse is something that is more familiar with the youths, of course. The president, during his national address, strongly talked about substance abuse and alcohol, that people should stop abusing drugs so that they can become more productive and become more patriotic and also promote peace, because when someone is intoxicated, what they do is immoral and out of hand. Now, of course, the other pillars that the president did make mention was patriotism and unity. This came as a result of the warmth and the contribution that the private sector and other group brought forward in the fight against COVID-19. The president did thank all the partners that have come on board to support the government when it comes to fighting COVID-19. Now, on part of patriotism and national unity, the president did allude to the general public to say that we need to be patriotic to our country and also to promote unity among ourselves in order to advance as a country. Now, of course, democracy and constitutionalism is another aspect. I think this one, over the years, a lot of political players have come on board to question some certain bills that have been put in place. But the president did make mention to say that as a democratic country, constitutional issues should be something of a valid importance to in terms of aligning the country to development agendas. Now, beside that, the president also did make mention issues on human dignity, equity, justice, equality, and discrimination. And there are so many measures and approaches, as well as intervention that the government they're doing and providing to the people in this area talk about social justice. People cannot afford, for example, legal representation. There are some measures that are being put in place in order to reduce that gap when it comes to social justice. Now, of course, on good governance, he did talk strongly on good governance. I say the patriotic government has been in the forefront to promote good governance in the country, but also allowing other political players to share their divergent views on national issues and matters. Quite a good speech, quite an interesting speech by the president. Beside the above mentioned, I think he brought in the aspect of integrity and sustainable development as key component to driving and fostering development in the country. Now, of course, this speech has come with its own fruits. People have said that the president did not talk strongly on issues of corruption as well as mismanagement of ministerial sectors. I think looking at social media, how it has come strongly on the State of the Nation address, they say the president could have done better in terms of bringing issues that are affecting the people, such as corruption, and what is the way forward in terms of driving the country to where it's supposed to be. Well, beside that aspect, I think the other issue came in strongly, which was social media. I think social media, many key players and stakeholders are talking about it so much in regards to defamation of character. I think the president did make mention to say that some people in the public are using social media to insult the president, and that should not be the case. Not only the president, but other people as well. Therefore, he urged the public to say that Parliament and his government, they are working towards implementing a bill that will focus on cybersecurity and cyber crime. Well, if you are that person that is caught up in the moment of trying to say whatever you want to say on social media, I think it's important to censor yourself and look at whatever you are publishing, because it might injure other people. And well, issues like those are very sensitive. We'll be right back for more on this particular story as we cover other elements which was discussed by the president during the State of the Nation address. Stay tuned.
Are you a rising entrepreneur? Have you developed an idea, service, or product that is ready to launch? Are you struggling to gain the investment needed to take off? Jacaranda Hub, in collaboration with AfriLabs and GoDo Hub of Nigeria, have just the answers for you. Apply now to join the Mosatunia Pitch Investor Readiness and Financing Program to gain the traction and resources needed to launch your product or service. Come, let's get together and help you hit the ground running. Our vision is to create a community that provides training, mentorship, funding, and visibility to over 100 Zambian startups over a 24-month period. Develop a network with over 200 mentors from Zambia, Nigeria, and other countries. Provide access to local and global investors in order to grow their appetite for Zambia as an investment destination. Are you ready to raise your business to the next level? Apply now by clicking on the link in the description. Jacaranda Hub. Engage, innovate, inspire.
Welcome back to the news report. Now, in conclusion of the story in regards to the national address by the president, the state of the address by the president, of course, the president did bring about another key component, media. Well, the media sector over the years has faced so many challenges, especially when it comes to covering stories in the governance space. Now, the president did say that they're actually working on a policy that will ensure freedom of expression and safety of journalists, which is a very good mood. I think media as the fourth estate, it's very important that they are free to cover stories, especially as we head towards the general election in August 2021. media will play a very vital role. And the president emphasized to say that journalists should be protected when covering stories that are of national concern. Now, shifting the story to another perspective, I think the president did also mend and solidify on the issue of the new register, the ECZ. I think it was to enhance security. And he has also uploaded all the registered voters who took part in the registration. And he has said that let it not end there. All registered voters should make sure that they participate in the coming election. Well, shifting to another story, unaccounted for money gone missing at Intercity. Now, bus station, of course, has always been a concern. And now I think Intercity is facing a huge problem as huge sums of money have gone unaccounted for. Now, this is, you know, that bus stations are managed by cadres, which we are also as a country are fighting to stop, because it is affecting even our financial growth in terms of revenue that can be collected to foster development. Now, of course, not only Intercity, there are other bus stations that are facing a lot of problems when it comes to financial flow due to the issue of cadreism. Also, marketeers, it's another problem. But of course, this issue, we're following it keenly, and we'll definitely update you on what's the way forward. What will the government put in place to make sure that they reduce this problem that is happening in bus stops and markets. Now, of course, the other part is that ZAC predicts the rise in price of wheat products. Now, according to the investigation conducted by Zambia Consumer Association, they have revealed that the prices of wheat product will increase to 800 kwacha per 50 kg. Now, of course, when that increases, it means that even bread will go up. So meaning that consumers as well as the bakers will be affected. And this will be a huge blow to the economy. Now, of course, shifting to another story that happened a week ago. Well, the Zambia Medicine Regulatory Authority did revoke Honeybee's license, pharmaceutical license, of course, following the issues that have been surrounding the pharmaceutical itself. If you're not familiar, of course, there's been a lot of cumbersome discussion about Honeybee, and it's in relation to drug procurement and contract that was issued by the government and whatnot. Now, of course, Honeybee has also filed, as well as the general public, to say that maybe Zamra did just follow them up due to the personal issues and whatnot. Well, I think it's in the right accord, and we applaud that aspect, because as we are trying to regain, as well as the government is trying to regain trust and confidence in the Ministry of Health sector, I think there's much that needs to be done in order to bring that up. Well, stories are ever going up and down, and just moving to a different perspective. I think the issue of it is a farming season, of course, as we are heading to harvest our product. I think farmers need to be applauded for this year's farming season, for working really hard, and I hope that they will harvest a bumper harvest, which will contribute largely to help cushion the many challenges we are facing, especially to the high prices of meal. Well, it has been great having you tuned into the news report today, and make sure to catch the next edition on Thursday as we look at other stories making headways. From me and the entire production crew, it's bye-bye. See you next time.